start. I'm gonna check to see if it will on.
Yep.
Yep. Wait a second.
What's up, family?
Wait a second.
Wait 1 second. It's a continuation.
I just want to make sure.
What's up, family?
Pause for a second. Yep, something not right.
Okay. Huh?
Here we go. Yeah, there it wasn't showing up all right.
Wait a
All right, I got it right here. This was what I was looking for. You see that little live button?
Yeah.
The one that I clicked on did not have that, so I refreshed it. But yeah, we're good.
All right. All right, we trying to get it together, fam.
No, this is the first one.
Okay. Yeah, this is the very first one. But anyway, this is...
I'm DEFF-SOUL.
And this your boy G Rich. We told you we're going to come here like every Tuesday. I'm starting a little early today, because, we did a dry run and a lot of people, jumped in on it. And so they must be ready. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Listen, we just talking our opinions, but based on a lot of facts, especially like when we talk about somebody highlights and numbers. DEFF-SOUL is going to pull up their credentials or whatever, their background, and make sure we get it right. But other than that, fam, we just talking to be talking. You can join in or what have you. But like for the first part, we're going to be talking about something like football or basketball. Today we're going to be talking about football, sorry. Basketball is not in yet, so we're just going to be talking about what happened this past weekend. Now, the other 30 minutes, we might be talking about, we're engaging with you guys, and we're going to be talking about what we're going to we're going to pick a team.
Yeah.
We decided on. So, we're going to pick a team. You can tell them about it.
Well, yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to pick a team and a game from week 1 of the season where, and I do, if I remember correctly, the game was Pittsburgh versus
the Buffalo game.
Yes,
yeah, we're going to pick
Buffalo.
Yes.
The first 5 people to get the winner of the game and the score of the game correctly.
It's got to be exactly.
Got to be exactly the exact score.
Yes.
We'll be giving
$25 to that person.
$25 to that
person. But the first 5 people to give me the score. Because what if all 5 people get it right? That's $125 a week that we have to be able to pay you guys so we can stand that. Anything other than that, not right now, we can't stand that. So, but anyway, that's the game. I'm gonna announce it again later on. You understand? The first 5 people that come on here, I know some of you on here already, might as well go ahead and jump on. But I'm not doing this till next Tuesday. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it towards the end of the session.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the session, we're gonna make you pick a team. Well, we're gonna pick a team, and then you give us who's gonna win and the exact score. Like for instance, you're gonna say Buffalo gonna win 35-24. If that happens, then that's when you get the $25. You contact me through G Rich, and then we'll get back with you. I'll give you a number where I can reach you. All right. So anyway, fam.
Starting off,
what you want to start about? What you want to talk about, dude?
Okay. Okay. So starting off, week 1 of the college football season just passed, right?
Yes.
And my Gators are 1-0. The longest active streak in college football, let me go ahead and add that, is 32 straight. 32 straight years we are 1-0 to start the season.
Now, we had to start off with our Gators. Anyway.
You already know. Come on now.
But anyway.
I just want to address a specific team who believes themselves to be our rivals. And that team is the Florida State Seminoles football team.
Well, we're gonna ruffle some feathers in this show here. The Florida State Seminole fans. It's the fans. You know what y'all remind me of?
It's the players too.
It's the players, but they remind me of the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboy fans. That's who they remind me of. If y'all see any kind of inkling of y'all being good, y'all immediately think, oh, we're going to win it all. We're going to run the table.
Straight to the Super Bowl.
That's them. And they are, and you and I knew that Florida State would be better this year.
Well, yeah.
We knew they would be a little bit better this year because, they're starving to get back on top. But I've seen teams go from worst to first now. But they're not, that's not it. That's not it, fam. So what do you think about Florida State, their fans, and how they think they are rivalry to the Gators? Because they're in the state of Florida or what?
Okay. This delusion of superiority that the Florida State fans and the players have at this moment stems from a 5-year stretch where they beat my Gators. In that 5-year stretch, now don't get me wrong, they've always felt like they were better than us, but they feel like we're not on their level because they put a 5-game winning streak on us.
But before that, we put a 6-game winning streak on 6 years straight.
So they put the 5-game winning streak on us. In that time, I'm not gonna make excuses, but in that time we did not have what you would call an offense led by a consistent enough quarterback.
Okay,
right? But we'll give it to them. They beat us 5 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Even with that 5-game stretch where they were undefeated against us, they are still 10 years at where we sit right now. They are 10 years behind us in the series between us versus them.
So how many games do we have them by now? Exactly.
If I remember correctly, it's 11 now. Because
it should be 11.
Correctly,
that's 11 years just for you guys to tie it up. So, okay, to us, you're not a rivalry. You're just in our state. And I guess from everyone else on the outside looking like it's a rivalry. Listen, y'all got a decent football program. But we feel you're not on the Gators level yet.
Who has produced serious Hall of Fame level talent over the years? Nobody can take that from y'all.
No one can take that. But I think the only two, to my knowledge, that I really respect that came from Florida State was Deion Sanders and Anquan Bolden.
Okay.
They had heart. Everybody else, they want to highlight you. They're all about the highlights. Anyway, somebody on here said they only come out when they're winning. That is so true, fam. That is so true. So you must watch football. Definitely. All right, so what you got?
Okay, so this most recent start, this season that just started last weekend, well, started Saturday, and Florida State plays Sunday. Which I predicted them to start 0-1 against Notre Dame. So they are 0-1 against Notre Dame. They are 0-1 at this point.
Yeah.
So
I noticed something.
I noticed something, and it's more or less poking fun. Is more or less me speaking straight facts.
It's factual.
When Florida State starts their season 0-1, or they lose a game, period, during the course of the regular season, when they lose a game, instead of them saying we'll be better next time, let's focus on the next game like a respectable team would,
right?
They poke at us.
And we talking to their fans right now, fam. Okay, listen, fam. Worry about your conference. See, that's why a lot of people don't know what the Gators do. The Gators about the SEC. We try to win as many games as we can in the SEC in order to get to the SEC championship. Worry about your conference, not interstate rivals. You know, a Florida State fan, several, have told me, I don't care if we go 1-11. Remember this, every year, as long as that one game, they beat the Florida Gators. See, you think too small. I'm talking to the fans. You think too small. All right? Anyway, moving on. Alabama Crimson Tide.
Okay.
Yes, our nemesis.
Currently sitting number 1 in the power rankings. Deservedly so.
Charlie Mack, Roll Tide.
Deservedly so.
Deservedly, got to give respect.
Got to give respect where respect is due. They are the defending champions, and they started the season 0-1. Where would that put you? Ranked number 1. Okay.
Right. What do you see?
Having said that, I want to say the last 3 years with Alabama, they have been what I would call explosive. What I saw Saturday was not explosive. It was consistent.
It was consistent.
It had they reverted back to their power running game. They went back to their power running game.
You got to respect their opponent. Go ahead.
Right. But from what I've seen from this man, Bryce Young, this young man, he's a freshman starter, which I do think a lot of teams are moving forward with freshman starters.
Right.
I don't see pop. I don't see that. I don't see unstoppable gameplay. I don't see that. What
I see is they can still win it all. But I see that our defense, what I see right now, what we have, I can see us beating y'all with Bryce Young. I know y'all think highly of Bryce Young, but all the scrambling and stuff around, and his small, he a bad boy, 5-star recruit, and all this good stuff. But from what I saw last year, the steadiness in the pocket, and it's hard to get to Mac Jones, we can get to him, and that's going to be a problem for you. That's why I like us, not because of favoritism. Of course, I'm a Gator. I have my little biases and everything, but from what I see, I know we're going to beat y'all week 3 at 3:30. I do not know the score yet, but we're going to y'all. It's going to be an upset. Gators fans don't see that as an upset. Do you understand? They'll say Gators fans so spoiled. They want this and that. Well, blame it on Steve Sperry, because he set the juggernaut back in the 90s, the early 90s, 1990, matter of fact, and we took off from there. And I've seen it over the last. Well, I'm 50 years old. Over the last, since I knew about football, the last 44 years, I've seen how the Gators went up and down hills and valleys. You understand? But I noticed when I know that we're good and they put us on the top 25, it's a lot of favoritism to certain teams that we know are not better than us. Georgia, Notre Dame. Georgia, they look good on defense. We'll spot that defense. We know what we have. That's my opinion.
They had the number 1 defense in the SEC last year.
Yeah, we shredded it. We shredded it. They did have number 1 defense last year. That's fact.
So now you have a lesser offense.
Yeah,
their offense could barely move the ball against Clemson.
Right.
Clemson stayed with a steady defense, but it was never game changing. Y'all seen it was never game changing, and they could barely move the ball against the
I love this. Okay, Charlie Mack said Alabama 44. Florida Gator 7. You just spoke your own demise. Wow. We love it. See, that's just saying you don't see us. You see us worse than you see Miami. All right. So, I love that. I like that. I love it.
Before we move on, I want to address what he just said. Okay. So you think the point spread is going to be that huge? Need I remind you? Last season, in the SEC championship game, we had our worst defense since the 70s.
And they had the best offense you've seen in a long time.
They had their best offense, in my opinion. They had Alabama's best offense ever. That was the best offense y'all ever had.
Running back, three, four wide receivers, tight end, quarterback.
You still only won by 14 points.
No, they didn't. They won by 6.
No, I tell you that. They went up to 14. They won by 6 points.
The only reason they won by 6, Dan Mullen punted the ball. If Alabama was dominating the game, and what did your dad tell you during the game halftime when it was dominating? What did I told you? What did I tell you?
You said that when we punted the ball back to them, that was big, but we were going to score right when we get the ball back, right after halftime, if I remember correctly.
Right, but in the second half, that's what I told you. In the second half, bam, touchdown. Stopped them again, got the ball back a third time, got across the 50, 4th and 9, I think, he punted them the ball. I said, wow. That's the SEC championship. You throw all the marbles throw it at them. We were going to break y'all hard. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to do that because you know what they was going to do? They was going to have the Florida Gators jump everybody else. Alabama still was going to be in the play for. But the Florida Gators was going to jump all those other teams and slide in that 4th spot. We beat the number 1 team like that. With 2 losses and a comeback because of strength of schedule. You got to learn the game, fam.
So now where we sit at, much improved.
Please watch it, Pat.
Much improved running game, much improved defense.
Yeah.
That point spread will not be that far. Trust me about that. If by some chance we do lose that game, I do think it'll be close. I said I see us if we do lose that game, 31-28.
It'll be some fluke that we cause on ourselves, but they're ticking us off. Mm-hmm. I know. I know when I told you the last time when I told you in the SEC championship last year, I expected us to, if we was going to lose, it was going to be real close. Remember I told you that? But I told you that when we went and played them in 2008. What did I tell you? I said, not only are we going to beat them, we're going to beat their ass. We're going to beat them at their own game.
Multiple possessions.
And we beat them by 11. They was number 1. We was number 2. Our defense is better. Y'all think y'all have a defense? Y'all think they said Alabama got a defense in that particular?
That's all.
I already see how we going to. I feel they need to let Anthony Richardson start, and if he do, he going to run it up and down and pass it up and down the field on Alabama. Alabama the ball could be moved on Alabama. The only thing is, I give Alabama credit for, you make one mistake, they change that momentum, it is over. You turn that ball over when you whooping them, or you kick it back and they get one stop. Because Alabama from back in the days, they had a defense you really couldn't move the ball on. The only team that could move the ball on them was their rival, the Mighty Gators. And it was Steve Spurrier. We the only one that didn't see them. We still don't see them. That's why the fans are like they are. So when they come here, what is it? Next week, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I expect us to beat them.
No, next week.
No, this week. Well, next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
This week is Saturday. Next week, I expect to beat them by. It's going to be an awkward number by 9. We're not going to let them try to come back and tie the game or something like that. If they beat us, son, they're going to blow us out. I will tell you just like that. It's going to be a win. It's going to be a win. It's going to be. I don't think it's going to be close because I expect us to win.
Right.
If we lose, that means we caused a mistake. We turned the ball over. We did something too. That's if we lose. I don't expect that. I want our games to be ugly. Week 1 was an ugly week, ugly win. We still got the job done. But I saw what I saw.
Yeah.
Those young DBs in secondary, they're not finna let Mechie and all them run wild and catch the ball all across the middle. We're bringing the pain, and the swamp gonna be loud. Y'all in trouble. I said it before when who they had Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Ole Miss. When they had the quarterback Kelly and they were number 3, like I told you the other day, it was scoring 60, 70 points a game. They come to the swamp. They disrespected, had us ranked number 25. I knew we was better than that. Ranked number 25, we blew them out of there. You're not coming in there to take over to do none of that. So unless what I told you, our problem is
we get in our own way.
We get in our own way, and that's the Gators. All right, what we got? Okay, so Oklahoma and Texas thinking about moving to the SEC.
Please,
well, it's done.
Please,
I think it's officially done.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about that? Now I'm going in here in order to ask y'all what about that. What do you think? Okay, they say Oklahoma will go to the west side of the SEC, and Texas are coming to the east. What you think about that?
Okay, so I do believe.
I'm gonna read their comments while you talk.
This is what I think. I think Oklahoma. Honestly, I can see them going 6-6 for at least 2 straight seasons before they start getting some deeper recruits and getting better. Kind of like how Missouri and Auburn, not Missouri and Auburn, it was Mizzou and Texas A&M did when they first joined the SEC back in 2012.
Right.
However, because they usually get a decent quarterback, that's why I put them 6-6. If y'all remember correctly, back in 2012 when they first joined the conference, they had a 0 next to the SEC games. They didn't win a single SEC game that season. That's what I expect for a team that's just coming into the SEC.
Playing Missouri?
Mizzou, yeah. Mm-hmm. When they first joined.
But the very next year, these dudes would go to the SEC championship.
Both of them were 11-1, if I remember correctly.
11-1 immediately.
So Texas, I do believe they already played a similar style of SEC play. It wasn't as potent, especially when it came to speed. It wasn't as potent. But I do believe I think they'll adjust well in their second season. First season, not as much. I see them beating, a Tennessee, a Vanderbilt, Kentucky. I also see them matching up closely with a Georgia and, matching up closely with us, and then we eventually pull away toward the end of the game.
Right.
That win will usually be by 2 possessions or more. But do I see them faltering the way that Mizzou and Texas A&M did when they joined the SEC? No, I don't. Like I said, because
Texas solid. Texas always been.
I think they're solid. I think they're solid.
Okay, Gunner on here. Gunner said that's a dumb move for Texas.
You think?
And I don't know. Okay, could you write on here, Gunner, why you think that's a dumb move? I kind of agree. I'm kind of iffy on that, Gunner, because the Longhorns. Well, you and I always talk about the Longhorns. They have a physical SEC type style defensive play. We like that. We like that. We don't care about the flash in Oklahoma, the high power score, because that'll get shut down. And you've been going to SEC chat or big game, win for national, we're shutting all that down. You're not going to be able to highlight in human, step back in the pocket for 2 days and look around and throw. That's not happening.
That point is exactly why Oklahoma has never won a playoff game.
That's why.
You can't just be pure offense where, a mediocre defense in the playoffs.
Facts.
Granted, they have been there numerous times, almost every time, but there's a reason why they lose every first game of the playoffs. You got to be able to stop somebody. And right now, I don't see it. I haven't seen it in years. I haven't seen them with a solid enough defense that will put them on the level of what we like to call the gauntlet that is the SEC.
Right. I don't know what it is about them keep putting them in the top 4 every year, Oklahoma, because of the offense. What I mean, I don't. Speedy receivers.
This is what I do give them. Oklahoma has always been good at finding 3 things.
Running back.
Definitely running backs. One of the top 3 schools in the country when it comes to running backs. 2, they always seem to get their hands on a playmaking quarterback. Ever since the days of Sam Bradford, they seem to get their hands on a playmaking quarterback. And then 3...
Facts, James.
What did he say? And then 3rd, they usually boast explosive offense. Usually.
Yeah.
You can go down the list of running backs from everybody from Adrian Peterson, Dan McFadden, Chris Brown. Okay. They had Joe Mixon. Yeah. They used to have great running backs.
Yep.
And now they
had DeMarcus Murray.
I think they did have DeMarcus Murray too.
Murray. Yeah.
And then with wide receivers, D.D. Westbrook. It was on the tip of my tongue. What was his name?
D.D. Westbrook didn't impress me, nor do C.D. Lamb.
C.D. Lamb definitely did impress me, and so did D.D. Westbrook.
They don't. Where D.D. at now? So that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at the product.
I think him being in Jacksonville lower.
But Dallas is a good place for CD. He like to talk. I'm not saying he ain't worth the NFL because he obviously got something. I saw him. I'm just saying a product for long term in the NFL. Going across that middle with them small, narrow bodies. Like big physical receivers being able to take hit over a course of time. Like much respected, like a Julio Jones. That's why he been there so long. All them little guys, CeeDee Lamb, and then he liable to drop the ball from time to time. He don't impress me, but he impressed the right people. That's why he's in the league.
Because he had a very good rookie season. I think he'll be good. With him being 6'2" helps him. Him being 6'2" definitely helps him. Because if he was a 5'11" wide receiver and stuff like that in the NFC, I don't know. You got to be a superior talent being 5'11" as a wide receiver. In the NFL, you got to be a superior talent. It's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible.
But like for these ranking, who in the hell are ranking these teams?
Okay, so right here on my phone, I have the top 25 currently.
Currently, the new top 25. There we go.
Number 1, no surprises, Alabama.
Alabama should be number 1 right now.
Right, number 2, the Georgia Bulldogs.
I beg to differ.
The only reason why I would say that they kind of deserve being in number 2 is because they beat a top 5 team week 1.
We agree to disagree on that one. It's not a people that it's because you don't like Georgia. It's not about the hate of Georgia. It's about what I see and what I saw.
The reason why I don't feel like they're number 2 is for multiple reasons. One, they lost to my Gators last year. If you lose to a team the previous season, regardless of what your recruiting is, you should not be ranked over that team the following season.
Until you show yourself.
Unless the wheels fell off and that team lost 6 or 7 games. Yeah. Something like that. That's different, which did not happen. Okay. They should not have been ranked over the Gators in the preseason poll, period. Third, you saw them. They only put up 10 points week 1. The only reason why they gave them that...
say that because they said Clemson got a top-rate defense. I beg to differ again.
But do they? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I was watching the plays. High Alabama moving the ball here and there. A little bit of pressure, a bust of water pipe. So I don't see them... See, they're trying to get them... They really want Georgia because they hadn't had a championship in years. You know that since what Dad told you, 1980. Right. But they always seem to rank them, what we got, 3? And they got 1 still to this day. But they like the product or whatever they putting out every year with no result. They're always the bridesmaids, but never a bride. And I'm like, Okay, what are you guys seeing? What? Show me what you're seeing.
You don't know what I think. They had their chance. That
just-
chance is come and gone. They got all the way to the big
No,
dance.
they're not. They're not going to stay there, Ashley. Okay, who's number 3? We're going to go down the list.
And number 3, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Ohio State Buckeyes. Okay, I'm going to leave them there right now. I'm going to give them that.
Yeah,
You got to give them that. They decent. They decent in a lot of areas. And they got one of the best wide receivers. So I'm going to give them that for right now. Run into an SEC team. I see them losing by 10 points.
This is the biggest insult. This is the biggest insult in the top 5.
Yeah, okay.
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, number 4. You can't beat. Now, you know, if that had been the Gators at number 2 and we beat Tulane 40 to 35,
they would have dropped us out of the top 10.
We'd have been, the Gators, they would have dropped us around 8 had we been number 2. 40 to 35 against Tulane out of Louisiana. Yeah, okay.
Even if that was, let's say, North Carolina, Power 5 team, right?
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina, and they were not ranked. You still deserve to be dropped more spots and they got dropped.
Facts.
But still in the top 5, and you almost lost to Tulane.
See, that's where the favoritism comes in.
If I remember correctly,
Yeah.
didn't they fall down by multiple possessions in that game?
Who in the Tulane game? No. They had the lead. They had the lead for a while. Tulane came back.
No, I'm saying, wasn't Tulane leading in that game, if I remember
No.
correctly? Okay, that was Oklahoma that had them at 10 points.
Yeah.
Okay. Still, not a top 5 power ranking team, and you almost lost. You're still in the top 5? How?
I have no idea.
After giving up 31?
35 points.
35.
40 to 35 at home in your own house. And you're number 2 in the country. Supposedly be one of the top 4 headed to the playoffs. I beg to differ. Okay, what's next?
Based on those metrics, I would have dropped them to 12.
So what's next? Who next?
And number 5 is Texas A&M.
Okay, we're gonna leave them there because we got to give them this. They beat the Gators by 3 last year,
and they won their bowl game.
They won their bowl game convincingly. They look a little stronger. Okay, Clemson Tigers
6.
I would leave Clemson in the top 10, but definitely not 6. 6, and they were what, number 3?
Well, yeah, they were number 3. Well, I would leave them at 6.
You would leave them at 6. I disagree with that one.
I would leave them at 6 because they were in the playoffs last year. They started the season ranked 3.
Because I'm just saying about being in the playoffs.
Well, you know how they do the preseason poll. So in the preseason poll, they were ranked 3, right?
Correct.
Okay, so they started the season ranked 3. They lost to a top 5 team based on the ranking. Top 5 team in Georgia.
Well, I mean it
was a close loss. So yes, I would keep them at 6.
Okay, well you going by the paperwork, what's on paper? And I'm going by what.
And they lost to an SEC team that was ranked in the top 5 after being ranked high at the end of last season.
I didn't say take them out the top 10, but I would say about 8 though. But I don't know about the 6.
I don't know about that. I don't
that high.
With 6.
Okay. What's next? Cincinnati Bearcats.
Really?
Okay, go on to the next, man. Y'all just disrespect. I don't care how good.
And they moved them up. They were ranked 8. They moved them up to 7
because of certain people lost. But I don't care how good they look. Whatever you could. See, you got to think about the matchup when it's time to play some real football, fam.
The only thing
I get them respect. I get them their respect because they were undefeated and they was good coming off from last year too. In the top 10, okay. I don't know about that. What you got to say about that?
They should have been ranked no higher than 15.
Somewhere up in there. Yeah.
Because of the strength of schedule.
Right. They should have been around with Coastal Carolina and...
At one point, before y'all say it's biased, at one point, we said they might have deserved to be in the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
Before things went the way they went.
Mm-hmm.
So you start the season rank 8. That's much too high. Because of the reason why they were kept out of the playoffs. Strength of schedule. If you don't play at least, 4 ranked teams in your throughout your regular season, or at least 3 SEC teams, or 2 or 3 SEC teams when you're ranked, if you're not in the SEC, you shouldn't be in the top 10.
Facts.
So how are they 7? Who did they play week 1? Do you remember?
No, I don't know. Anyway, moving along. Okay, you got Notre Dame. Notre Dame at number 8. And you had to win in overtime against a Florida State Seminole team that you were blowing out at first. Florida, just a little bit.
They got a little dark in here, so it's picking up the green screen. That's the only thing I saw.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh my goodness. Ranked number 8. They were number 9 when they played them, fam. So when they won in overtime of a team that were blowing out and let them catch back up, come on, fam. You move them up instead of down. I mean, I understand that they did win the game, but you moved them up instead of down. What's going on? Who doing the math?
In overtime, I don't. Before I ask this question, I need to know: was Florida State ranked?
No.
So how?
And they're not ranked today.
So how do you move them up for almost losing to a unranked team?
They couldn't stop the run. I watched that game. They couldn't stop the Florida State run game. They ran up and down the field on them.
I don't understand. I don't understand where that came from. That's what we talk about when we say the favoritism. That stuff like that is what we talk about.
Yeah. Okay, so, what you got?
Moving on to number 9,
Iowa State. They got a nice defense. They don't score that point, but they got a top level defense. Iowa State.
But again, starting the preseason, the strength of schedule, you shouldn't be in the top 10. I'm sorry, top 25. Okay, top 10. No.
Yeah, the only thing about that Iowa State, and then they got Iowa. Iowa's always been a tough team to me.
Yes.
The Iowa, they number 10. They round the top 10 off. Okay, so they are pretty good to me. Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa State do have I've seen their defense. They got a great style defensive scheme. But they don't put up enough points to be considered in the top 10, but it is what it is.
Now, based on these measures, they ended the season. This is what I was just looking up. Iowa State's record from last year.
Okay.
They ended the season 9-3. So, somebody please enlighten me. If you end the season 9-3.
They look at who's coming back. On offense and defense, how many starters are coming back? That's what they're looking at. I understand that part, but then we look at down here in the South, most of us look at who are you playing. I know you have to play your schedule and your conference what you're in. Okay, that's good. Now, if you go 2-3 years in a row, you undefeated, and you get to the playoffs, which y'all would have if you remain undefeated, then you could show us. You could have showed us last year or who you are, but you was 9-3. What are you doing in the top 10 going into the new year?
The only thing here with number 9 before we move on that made sense, their previous rank was 7 and they dropped them to 10. Because you put up 16-10 against Northern Iowa.
Northern Illinois or Northern Iowa?
It says
Northern Iowa.
That was the only
16-10 win.
That was the only thing that made sense to me, them being dropped. Okay, number 10, Iowa. Well, we discussed with Iowa, their previous rank was 18. They moved them up 8 spots. Who did they play?
Somebody said hook 'em horns.
I respect Texas.
Let me tell you something about that. We like Texas. I like Texas. They style of play. They just need to they got to work what we had. Quarterback problems over the years, but they always had a solid defense. So I do welcome them to the SECs. You know, hopefully y'all get some of the recruits, and then y'all could be able to battle y'all way through as well. Y'all will be on the Florida Gator side, the Florida and the Georgia side. So we're looking forward to that.
That's gonna be a good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see what they did week 1, Iowa Hawkeyes, to be moved up 8 total spots into the top 10 when my Gators aren't in the top 10.
Yeah, as far as the Gators not being in the top 10, which is strange since North Carolina, who was at number 10, they dropped, right? North Carolina, they lost. Who was number 12? Wisconsin lost. I told you I picked that one, Penn State to beat Wisconsin. They did. Someone else lost. What is that, 2? So right there, Gators should be at least at 11, but they left us in the same spot. They do this all the time. We used to it. So we have to take care of our business you know. And so leave it, and we would leave it out of their hands because they're not gonna.
I don't get that one.
Thank
How
you,
did they
fam.
move up 8
All right,
spots?
so anyway, fam. Okay, we're moving on right along. Now, since we're halfway through, listen. Once you go ahead and give them thumbs up this live, okay? Because I mean, this is our first time. What we doing? We just talking and throwing things out there. This is not like I told you. This is not a regular sports talk show. We just talking football and basketball, especially when basketball come in, and we just our opinions. You can shoot your opinions out here, and then if you need some facts, we'll look it up and bring the facts to you. It could be simple as that. Okay. All right. Now what's next?
Okay. So, did you want to continue with the top 25?
Yeah, keep it going, cause
All right. So that was Iowa Hawkeyes was number 10.
Okay, deservingly.
Penn
State Nittany Lions definitely deserve to be. They should be in the top 10 along with the Gators. Both of them should be in the top 10.
They should definitely be ranked over Iowa.
Facts. Penn State is a strong team. I watched them.
Penn State's a strong team that beat a ranked opponent week 1 in Wisconsin.
That's right. Went to their house and won.
And they looked for the first time I've seen them. Collectively, their entire defense looked tough.
Yes,
they looked tough. Their pass rush was getting home. Their secondary was a lot more talented than I thought they were, and their linebackers have always been good.
OMG, what's they boys flying around there for Penn State?
I was impressed.
I was very impressed. Them boys was flying. Who that was that had the numbers? I don't know the name.
11.
Number 11, it was one more had a single digit number. Number 1, he had number 1 and number 5.
Number 1 and number 13 and number 5. All
them boys
stellar performances.
Number Penn State,
the 2 linebackers, number 13 and number 1. One of them,
they go to the NFL.
One of them was definitely named Ellis Brooks.
That sounds like a sports captain. That's good. That's good to know, man. Thumbs up that thing, fam.
That's good. Speaking specifically with one of the linebackers, his name was Ellis Brooks. I remember. That man is going to play on Sundays.
Yes.
He's definitely going to play on Sundays.
Penn State Nittany Lions, Ellis Brooks.
Ellis Brooks, Penn State Ellis Brooks.
Yes.
I hated what I saw. He got thrown out of the game for that targeting.
OMG.
That was not targeting. He led with the shoulder, but when you impact on something, you've ever seen one of those crashes?
When the quarterback, he got up and said, "Yeah, man, it was target from Wisconsin." That kind of ticked us off because he was like, "Yeah, he's target." I said, "No,
that as a man pissed me off."
Yeah, you mad because he stopped you when you were trying to run the ball. You took the lowered your head
and took the hit like a man.
Take the hit like a man. He dropped you. That's it.
He didn't even go down. You took the hit like a man, and then you cried to the referee for 2 whole minutes that it was a target.
And they got the call.
And then you threw the game-losing interception. You deserved it.
Eddie F. Okay, Eddie F. say, "Let's go Buckeyes, number 1 team in the nation." I beg to differ, Eddie. Eddie, you wishing upon a star. All right, let's see. Carl Thomason. This is a good friend of mine. You watch the Penn State game. Penn State deserved position in the new. They deserve it. They actually, Carl, we saying they should be higher up. That's what Darian.
I would put them in the top 10.
Saying. Yeah, definitely in the
top 10. They were impressive.
They deserve to be in the top 10.
Even though your quarterback was a little shaky.
He was taking me off
the game. He was a little shaky.
Like, if he get his act together, all he had to do was be a game manager, and they could have dominated Wisconsin. Look, them boys over there, the Penn State defensive line, the DBs, linebackers, they was on it. And that's why I knew it. Before the game started, that's why on the live the other day, I picked them to upset them, and it came forth.
All right, moving on. Number 12, the Oregon Ducks. Who did they play week 1?
Oregon Ducks, I think they played Fresno State.
Yes,
if I'm not Fresno 31-24, and you were at home.
They got dropped one spot.
They dropped them. They did them right. Okay,
that's.
But they did get a win and by a touchdown. So,
and then
so Oregon do go to Ohio State this week. I might pick that one. So be prepared. I might pick that one Friday night, fam. Go ahead.
That's a tough matchup. Number 13, you have my Florida Gators.
Yes.
Left at 13. Okay.
They left us at 13.
Now, this is me speaking completely unbiased. This is me speaking completely unbiased.
This unbiased, you say?
Unbiased.
All right. He said he unbiased.
Unbiased. I get how can I put this? I get the hesitation with moving us up because we didn't look through explosive throughout the duration of the game. But having us ranked at 13 to start the season was already a miss.
Yeah.
And 2, not moving us up when we started 1-0 after a blowout victory, even moving us up.
We don't. Yeah.
Even moving us up.
FAU.
Yes. Even moving us up 2 spots would have been sufficient. But okay, you started us at 13 to start the season. We usually get disrespected like that when the season starts. Okay.
True. Yeah.
But how do you not move us up at least 1 to 2 spots after a blowout victory week 1, but in a loss, you move up Notre Dame playing an unranked team?
Well, Notre Dame did win, but they won in overtime against FSU. And no, FSU is not bite. That I was looking for more points from Notre Dame to score. They had more points. They let that dude, the quarterback, left on the table. I'm like, what is you doing?
I don't understand how you can. If it's unbiased,
Florida State got a wide open screen door for offensive line. So what you think an SEC team that we're going to rumble through there? It's going to cause a lot of problems. You're not going to move the ball. Anyway, moving on from that. All right. Let's see.
Number 14.
Number 14, U.S. Trojan, deserve it.
Okay.
Keep it moving.
No
There's nothing to be said.
They got moved up 1 spot from 15.
Texas Longhorn, like I said, y'all should be up a little higher, but 15, I'm good with that.
Previously ranked 21. UCLA. Okay, they were previously unranked. That one made sense.
Yes.
Because they beat an SEC team week 1. And LSU was ranked what?
LSU was 16, I think, 16.
So they took their position. I have no problem with that.
None whatsoever. I told you they would be in the top 25 after that.
Moving on to number 17, Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, they're good. They've been good since last year. They deserve to be in the top 25.
They're at 17, previously ranked 22.
Wisconsin Badgers.
Wisconsin. Okay.
You see how they do?
They dropped them
number 12.
6 spots.
They dropped them 6 spots. They don't look good enough to be in the top 25 to me. My opinion. They love Wisconsin Badgers.
But okay, if you're going to have them in the top 25, they should have started the season at 18, not 12.
Correct.
They should have been in top 15. For what?
Tyrana say, why is Clemson number 6 after a loss? That's what I said. But I digress.
The only one I agree with on that one, like I said, is because of the ranking. There were top 5 Power 5 team in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to them, close game.
But you can't even move the ball. You're not getting nothing from that.
Right.
I don't care.
The only reason why I agree with that is because because Georgia couldn't move the ball on them either. They only won by 7. It was 10 to 3.
Georgia, people think Georgia explosive. They've never been explosive.
I definitely don't think that.
They was explosive that year. They were scoring 50 points a game when they had them 2 running backs, the dual threat back there. With Sony Michel. Yeah, that's when they was going. That's when we saw what we saw. I don't see anything that it's going to come to the head the rest of the season. Okay, someone asked. Okay, we are in the segment of answering people questions now.
Yes.
Okay, so what's your take? Carl Thomas said, "What's your take on Oklahoma and Texas coming to the SEC?"
My take.
We welcome it. We welcome it, especially we respect Texas because they defense. I don't know what it is. No matter who the coordinator, they always look. Even though sometimes they gave up points, but they physical. We like physical DBs in the SEC, linebackers and the defensive line. They remind me of SEC team defense, not the offense, but and who else remind us? There's some more teams out there.
Oh, okay.
I would love to have them in the
so
SEC.
Teams that I would love having in the SEC. Automatically, we mentioned Texas. Another team that I would bring to the SEC
we said
that I respect would be...
hey, Brigham Young. I don't know what it is about BYU.
Yes, them.
We let BYU. You can say what you want. Them boys, them linebackers, they breed out there
in the world.
Where in
do
the
they
world?
get those linebackers?
Linebackers in the BYU. Yes, I said Brigham Young University will last in the SEC because of physicality.
I feel like I'm
telling you, them big running backs and the hard-nosed quarterbacks.
I could see them being a team like Tennessee. They'll struggle, but they'll surprise you every once in a while.
That's facts.
They'll struggle, but they'll surprise you every once in a while.
Go ahead.
Because teams like them and Texas, they always look solid, but they lack speed. You gotta have power and speed to survive in the SEC.
Correct.
So that's why I respect teams like them, and I also think
we respect Penn State.
Iowa
Hawkeyes. Where in the world do you get these tight ends from?
Please tell me.
Y'all got a facility out there where y'all make tight ends. They have the best hands. Some of them are fast, some of them are not, but they get open. How the hell they be open all the time? They catch proficient. Tutelage. They got great tutelage.
Let's go down the list.
The tight end.
George Kittle, Noah Fant, T.J. Hawkinson.
And my favorite one, George Kitten Caboodles. George.
And I know we're missing something.
George Kittle for the San Francisco 49ers.
I don't know.
That's right.
And they always have fast and scrappy corners.
Yep.
They always have one good pass rusher and 2 good linebackers. I don't know.
They solid, and they always have solid cornerbacks.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So keep going through the questions.
We was talking about that earlier.
That's the other team. I don't want to cut you off. That's the other team. Them, the Virginia Tech Hokies.
Yeah, we like
absolutely survive in the SEC.
Virginia Tech Hokies. We got respect for the Hokies. Always have. Especially when Beamer was there, and what was their defensive coordinator name on those years? Bud Foster. Much mad respect. They would have made it in the SEC.
Especially
they probably,
with
the recruiting, had they been in, they probably could have won 2 or 3 national championships. Kenny Smith said, "What's the take on the Florida State Notre Dame game?" We already said something about that, but you want to talk about that a little bit?
I'll quickly summarize that game. I was noticeably disappointed in Notre Dame's performance overall when it came to moving the ball against Florida State.
Yeah.
Not only because I hate Florida State. It's been well documented that we hate Florida State, but I saw virtually no offensive line from Florida State. So you should have made
a walk through. Though you should be able to walk through. I was like, what is
their offensive line is wet tissue paper.
Matter of fact, they were going through the offensive line. But they kept letting the running back slide off with 0. I can't think of his name. The guy they got in the transfer, Florida State. So they happy about him. He think he's going to run on somebody. It's not going to happen. Not going to work. No. They was back there and they was sliding off his tackles. I'm like, what are you guys doing? They were in position.
I do give credit to FSU for one thing. Mackenzie Milton's footwork in the pocket. Him being able to escape the pocket,
he's going to make them.
That'll give you extra time to make plays.
But he's also going to make people watch them now because you got to give it to him after what he went through. Mackenzie Milton, yeah, he's going. So they feel they have something now to try to, and they do. But
honestly, I see him being another Bo Nix in reference to he's fast,
he's
good footwork.
That's a good one there.
But he's not.
When the pressure come at him from an SEC defense, I'm not speaking to nobody else.
His accuracy takes a hit against top-tier pass rush.
Yes.
His accuracy takes it, so he tries to make more plays
with his leg, and that's when he...
And better defense to spy quarterbacks like that.
Facts.
So if you can't get away from the faster linebackers of the SEC...
Yeah. And you're going to take a hit.
You're going to need to be extremely accurate in the pocket, which he isn't. He's never been that.
Yeah.
So
he's decent. He was making some accurate throws that night. He was making a few of them because he was 1, 2, 3, and them boys on Notre Dame at that time was tired.
Right.
They was tired. When I say they was tired in the late 3rd and 4th quarter, I said, man, these dudes sliding off tackles. They was in the backfield.
I just don't see that
they getting 7, 8 yards. Florida State. And I'm like, no.
I just don't see that being viable against the SEC style
no,
defense.
It won't happen. Not being biased, it won't happen. And now in the ACC, he liable to win a few games there for them.
Right.
He liable to, but. They thinking that they somehow, some way they saying they're gonna beat Clemson. Clemson will be back. Florida State don't have enough to beat Clemson, especially running the ball. And McKenzie, he gonna be scrambling every now and then. And no, I don't see them beating them. NC State looked good. I saw them. I don't think they can beat NC State. Wake Forest, they might be able to battle them a little bit. I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Yeah, he did look good, Sandra Mackenzie Milton. He did. I'm happy for him, for real.
Because that knee injury was catastrophic.
It was. Yeah, they did a little background on him before the game come over. But yes, fam. So like we got like 55 people in here. Okay. So the first 5 people, Darren, read out to me. Go on this page. Or you can look at Okay. I want the score, and whoever get it right get $25 cash app to you. So get your cash app set up to you. Of course, it won't be today because the game don't come on till Sunday. Okay, we're doing this once a week towards the end of our little talk session. Okay. First 5 people give me the right score. The first 5 people we see on here give me that score. That's where we're gonna stop at because I ain't got it like that. And we're gonna give you $25 if you get the score right. Pick the team who won't win and the exact score. Once a week, every week, $25. Okay, the game we're gonna pick is the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Buffalo Bills. Give me the score now. The first 5 people we're gonna pay attention to.
How much time do you want to give them?
Whoever the first 5 get there.
Okay.
That wouldn't be unfair. Just the first 5. All 55 was on here.
Charlie May said, I want some mustard fried chicken.
Yeah.
Please don't say that because I'm getting hungry.
Pittsburgh and the Buffalo Bills. 34-24. Okay, they go on Charlie Mike first. You got to write it down. Charlie first. 31-24. 34-21. Pittsburgh. Okay. 35-10. Who, Tyrannus? You didn't put. Okay, Pitt. There you go. Okay. Man, that's 3. Andy Moore said 28-14. Pittsburgh. Okay. All right, Andy. 28-7. Pittsburgh. Kenny. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, fam.
I'm screenshotting.
That's the first 5. He screenshotted it. We got it. It's closed up for now. Okay. So whoever get the team right and the score right win $25. Don't worry, we will contact you in the next when we see the score on Sunday. Email me. This is my email. Galen Rich, all lowercase. Galen Rich, GalenRich 006 @gmail.com. You just missed it, Randy. I hit the first 5. Whoever was the first 5, they already got there. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, Sandra. Whoever you catch the next week, okay? Carl, you a little late, bro. The first 5.
All right, so closing statements?
Closing statements. You go first, son.
Okay, so I want to address the NFL season coming up.
Oh, definitely.
Let me start off by saying, y'all, this is completely unprecedented what we're about to experience. 17 games, officially the longest season ever.
Yeah.
Some weird things are about to go down. First and foremost, the number changes. You got players wearing college numbers.
Yeah, you're going to throw a lot of people off.
For the first time, I know this sounds a little biased, but for the first time ever, my Jaguars have the number 1 overall pick at quarterback starting week 1.
They picked Jaguars to go a 9-7 record to get the 7th spot in the playoffs.
I picked us going 10-7
because they picked them to beat,
go 10-7.
Right, they picked them to beat Houston Texans this first game.
I do too.
Yeah,
I see us sweeping.
So, can I post the email? Sure, I'll post my email right now.
Also, you have teams.
There it is. It's in the comment section.
Also, you have teams who were great last year, like a Miami Dolphins. They were a great team last year.
Oh, yeah.
That missed the playoffs only because of one reason.
Yep.
They went 10-6, missed the playoffs because every team that was in the AFC that was in the playoffs won at least 11 games.
Right.
They had 10, so they were out. They lost that last game to Kansas City.
And Andy Moore said Trevor didn't impress. No, he didn't impress, but come game time, we'll see what's going on. We ain't going to judge him by preseason.
He impressed me.
Yeah, he's a DEFF-SOUL is a Jaguar. So.
That's not why I'm saying that. He impressed me for dealing with the bad team.
No, I'm just saying you would tell him.
I am a Jaguar, so I would definitely tell you. No, I'm not one of those people that pretend like my team is completely great.
What? Wow.
I'm so terribly sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Who is that?
Who is it?
Somebody banged on the door. Wow, wow. I guess he was at the wrong door.
Hello?
He had the wrong door.
Yeah.
Anyway, fam. Wow. Live TV. Anyway, yeah. But where were we? About Trevor Lawrence. But don't forget, my 49ers are back and we are healthy. Look out. They're looking at us to battle the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the top spot. They picked us for a 12-5 record. 2 seed. I said we should lose like 5, but who knows? You know, as the weeks go along, I'll definitely get in tune and see what's going on.
I wouldn't be so sure, Tony Randall. I wouldn't be so sure.
What do you say? Urban is another.
Yes, you see it.
Huh?
Urban is another college coach guy that will learn. Another coach guy that will
He
learn.
said the NFL is not for him.
I wouldn't be so sure, man. I wouldn't be so sure because of people like Pete Carroll.
I'm not sure.
Pete Carroll was a college guy. He failed over at New England. Got another job in Seattle.
Yeah.
Won the Super Bowl.
I don't know. Urban knows how to recruit.
Yeah.
He knows how to recruit, so I'm not sure about that. Okay, Minor might get busy this year. Yeah, we there's no might in it. It's just about staying healthy. I saw our schedule, and everyone saw it. Most people think we're gonna go 12-5, and we tied with Tampa Bay, and somehow Tampa Bay going to get the draw over us, and they're going to be 12-5 too, and give them the 1 seed, and we wind up with the 2 seed. That's what they're predicting. I can live with that. I like being in the second spot, the shadow. Let them have a little, but I see us beating Tampa Bay because the pressure we can put on Brady. But even though Brady's still going to be a gunslinger, I just don't think there's no one. They wouldn't be able to stop our run game. That's why. Okay, Detroit was destroyed them. Okay. Spurrier learned to say, yeah, Spurrier.
It didn't fall through when he was in Tampa. It didn't fall through. Oh,
well. So, fam, that's what we're going to do every week. I'm either going to be, hey, family, I'm way on the north side today. Oh, maybe I might be somewhere else next week. Darian and I, DEFF-SOUL and I, broadcasting. So, it's been real. Hold on, we got some more. I think the 49ers should bring Frank Gore back to the one-game contact and put him in the ring on straight facts. I like that. Put Frank Gore in the ring of honor.
Let me tell you something about Frank Gore.
Yeah, so the Gore factor.
They need to change the rule.
Thank you, A-Wall.
They need to change the rule for the 5-year wait when you retire to put you in the Hall of Fame, to be eligible for the Hall of Fame because of players like Frank Gore.
Yeah.
For him to be at a position that deteriorates at age 30, when you hit 30, they predict you to go downhill.
I'm talking about he ran harder and harder from the as they say. Michael Irvin and
he's one of the players. The reason why we respect.
I definitely respect. Randy Jackson. He said, Darian, you reaching, bro. Oh, Damian reaching. He said, G-Rich, 49ers going to get smite. Yeah, he reaching, Damian.
I need everybody to remind me. I need to remind y'all of this.
No, there's somebody else named Damian.
Yeah, no. I was just going to say about the 49ers. I want to remind y'all of this. Even with all the injuries, they got hit by the injury bug early last year.
Yeah, oh, man.
Even with all of the injuries,
y'all knew what time it was going to be.
Were only 2.5 games out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
They still had a top 5 defense.
Yeah, we coming.
I need y'all to understand. Kyle Shanahan knows what he's doing out there in Santa Clara.
Yeah, we coming back. I expect results. Y'all know how I am. I know I do a lot of trash talking and stuff, but I do watch the game. And like I call the Super Bowl, you have to watch who in and who's out, who's not playing, of course, all that good stuff.
Thank you so much, Carl.
And see who's overhyped, especially in position and in play and stuff like this. And so I'm going to leave it at that. So I expect San Francisco to be up there in either the 1 or 2 seed in the playoffs. And you let us in there, y'all already know what's going to happen. Tampa Bay definitely is the team to beat because of Tom Brady. And they're going to be up there, but they're going to have to run across that dirty red. San Francisco is hungry, and I expect us to get back where and finish what we started 2 years ago.
I want to give a special shout out before we end to the coaching staff in the front office of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for them to win the Super Bowl the way that they did.
Yeah.
And brought back the entire starting 22.
Oh my goodness. And I like the fact that they let Brian Leftwich, he calling the plays and stuff now. You got to get more Byron Leftwich.
Yes, they have a lot of black coaches on their roster.
Yeah, which is good. It's good for the sport period. It's good for diversity. Diversity is good. Charlie Brown said 49ers.
You're trolling now.
Anyway, fam, this once again, this is DEFF-SOUL, and I'm G Rich. Till next Tuesday, I'll catch y'all. All right, we're gonna keep up with them scores, and we'll get with y'all and let y'all know what's going on and what do we think, and y'all let us know what y'all think. All right,
we out of here, y'all.
peace, love y'all.